Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to look at sensing versus knowing. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 7th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success. The president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, a best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. My new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, is going to be released shortly. We are broadcasting around the world from Minato-ku in the center of Tokyo, the leadership capital of Japan. Now, this podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan, and trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is どんなアフターサービスがついてる? どんなアフターサービスがついてる? What's the warranty on this? What's the after sales service cover on this? どんなアフターサービスがついてる? どんなアフターサービスがついてる? Remember, this is casual talk. It's not something you'd use with a client. It's casual talk. So you might be asking a colleague about a particular product that's going to be purchased by the company. You might say, どんなアフターサービスがついてる? 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 This is episode number 425, and today we're talking about leaders sensing versus managers knowing. Marcel Danne, an executive coach whom I have never met or talked to, recently put up an idea on social media about how managers have a different perspective to leaders. He contrasted how a manager's priority is know, feel, and sense, while the leader's priority is sense, feel, and know. This is esoteric stuff at first blush, but it is a useful insight. I was thinking about myself when I was a manager. For some inexplicable reason, I thought I knew what to do. I was fully confident in my own ability, and my feeling was that I had the answers and the clarity to know what we should be doing. I had the get up and go to execute on my plan, keeping my head down and relentlessly bulldozing forward. The effort was centralized in me as the person accountable for the results. If I want your opinion, then I'll give it to you, type of thing. I wonder if other leaders can recognize themselves anywhere here. Why are we so confident about our ideas and opinions and so uninterested in what anyone else thinks? The way forward seems crystal clear. Part of the reason may be the limited perspective of the manager. I thought I had all the answers because I diligently self-educated after varsity, read voraciously, consumed information, put in the hours, worked extremely hard, and pushed myself over the edge. The latter proved to be a very expensive life learning on multiple dimensions, but that is another article. There is also the ego driving the self-belief, but often devoid of any great self-awareness. Somehow, when we are managers, the world seems straightforward and we push the limits to try and move quickly up the ranks. What we need to be doing seems plainly obvious, and there's no second guessing because we are in action, not in reflection. Japan is interesting that here, the first priority is not having the correct answers. Now, that statement sounded quite weird to manager me. I thought the correct answer had to be the top priority. Otherwise, what on earth are we managers supposed to be doing? The other part of that Japanese line of thinking is having the right questions is the main priority. Hearing that other shoe drop stops you in your tracks. On reflection, I don't recall spending any manager time on defining the correct questions, but a lot of time pursuing the execution of the right answers. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Today's show is brought to you by, on the 24th of August, we're doing Innovation Leadership. On the 8th of September, negotiations. 16th of September, we're doing conflict management. And on the 19th of October, we're doing storytelling. Our website is www.dale, D-A-L-E hyphen Carnegie, C-A-R-N-E-G-I-E .co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 for you there at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, as well as my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's a premiere business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, we have Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. The sense part of my toolbox was limited. The crash through or crash philosophy doesn't care too much about the delicate feelings of the rest of the crew on the good ship Manager. It was a lot of my way or the highway. We brook no fools here. Zero time for excuses. Get out of the kitchen if you can't take the heat. Lunch is for losers. All intense stuff, because I was intense, outcome driven, get to the top, brutal with myself, and not so open to considering feelings. Eventually, I started to reorder the lineup to have feelings more up the front. A bell didn't ring, so that I knew a change had occurred. It was gradual, and probably had a lot to do with the following and teaching of the human relations principles of Dale Carnegie. I know this is a trope in the USA where shamed and ejected public officials discover Jesus and they make a comeback claiming they are reborn. In my case, I hadn't thought about it until a secretary who had worked for me in my intense time came back to work for me at Dale Carnegie Training. She didn't say anything to me directly, but I heard through the grapevine that she was astounded at how much I had changed since she had taken time out of the workforce to have children, and how much I had improved as a leader. It was a survey of one, but I understood what she meant. I'm still very competitive. However, I can also see that I can't do it all by myself. I need people with me because business and technology are too complex today to keep mimicking the John Wayne Hollywood style of rugged individualism. I'm certainly more sensitive to people's feelings than before, although I don't see me winning too many gold medal prizes for my abilities just yet. Let's just say I'm improving and still have some way to go. How about you? Where are you on this lineup of senses, feelings, and knowing? I found Marcel's construct was a fresh way of examining myself and reflecting on what has been accomplished and where there still needs more work. I would like to say I am the poster boy for the revolution, but that isn't quite the case as yet. Leadership is certainly a journey of self-discovery. That thought just never bubbled up when I was a manager, so I guess there is some progress and some hope for me yet. How about you? Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Take what you found valuable, immediately put into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. Be one of them. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.